Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse for some more firehouse reasoning. Tonight I'm going to be looking at the imbalance in life and the return of balance. You know what I mean? The imbalance that I'm talking about here tonight in the firehouse is the imbalance between the male and the female principle. See what I mean? That has caused the imbalance in life. It's literally like I say, building a house without its foundation. There is no way that, or you could call it dancing out of tune. You understand what I mean? For a long time, the feminine principle has been kept down by those that I labeled you animals. You animals, like I say, are those beings. We are all human beings, but we have a choice, yeah, between positive and negative. Now, if you choose negativity, you become a you animal. To be a human being, you must choose positivity to be a human being. So it is the you animals who have imbalanced life by excluding the female principle. You see what I mean? But you cannot achieve balance without the feminine principle. So the feminine principle, like I say, is returning. You know, like how I say, the one is returning. Well, when the one returns, the one bring order. And part of the order that the one bring is the return of the feminine principle, so that human beings can be balanced. If you know what I mean. Because right now we are in balance because of the activity, like I say, of the you animals who have created an unjust and evil society. Right now, current affairs here on earth, there must be at least 50 or 60 million people, like I say, worldwide on the move because of war. You know what I mean? In Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Yemen, Somalia. Too many to know, you know? Congo all over. Sudan, just, you know? And all over some other place over there. You know what I mean? But this is one of the most traumatic times, I say. Because change are always, there's always a lot of upheaval when changes are going on. You know what I mean? So right now we're having a lot of upheaval. And I say, that is just the beginning of it, you know what I mean? Because we are going to have a total and utter change, you understand what I mean? Because if we don't, there will be no balance. You know? Balance is not returning. But balance is returning because the one has returned. Now, like I say, those whose spiritual eyes have opened can see that the one has returned. The majority of mankind hasn't seen it yet, but they're going to see it anyway. Because things are going to change in the physical. You see what I mean? So everyone will see it anyway. Because the whole system, like I say, the human animal system that is running planetary wise is going to change. You know what I mean? I suppose even if you was on Mars, you know, if there's aliens anywhere around these areas, like I say, in our solar system, even them are going under the change as well. Even the earth is going under the change. The moon, everything is going through a psychedelic change. So, my friend is so, well, So it's literally, like I say, the end of negativity. You understand? The total. I don't know why, like I say, that some people would imagine that they're going to hide underground. Like I've warned those who are preparing to go underground. Well, anyway, it would make the if I was dead coming for the wicked in this time as an example. Because whether it's going to happen in the judgment or not, people die anyway. But just imagine that I had to remove masses of people. Yeah, and instead of going around picking them out from amongst the crowd. Well, I know if a lot of them hide underground, only the wicked will be under there. You see what I mean? Because only the wicked can afford these underground facilities. So they would have immediately separate themselves for what is coming. What is coming will just know, yes, it's all of them underground. Just get all of them. You see what I mean? So it's no use hiding. You know? What is coming, no one can hide from. So it is best that we do something about what we can do something about. You know what I mean? Rather than worry about what is coming. And what we can do something about is change our few animal ways. You see what I mean? It's like a lot of people, I think they try to study God or they try to read about God. You know what I mean? But you don't study God or read about God. You do the simple things by learning how to live honestly. You see what I mean? And when you learn how to live honestly, that will teach you everything in it. You don't have to read nothing. But if you live honestly, your honest living will teach you. Yeah, but you can be reading about God and studying about God while you're not living honest. So that is just useless study. You see what I mean? It's better you don't read about God or even pray to God or those things, but learn to live honestly. And honest living will teach you. And then you will know how to pray to God the correct way. No one will even see you doing it. You see what I mean? But you have to live it. I mean, actions speak louder than words. You understand what I mean? Even if what you call a wise man was speaking, say you say that I was a wise man. The minute I speak and the words come out my mouth, they are not wisdom anymore. They switch into knowledge. You see what I mean? For the hearer, if they are not wise themselves yet, for the hearer now to experience those words as wisdom, they will have to go and put it into practice. When I say put into practice, they will have to learn themselves how to live good as human beings, to experience, you know what I mean? So when you're reading whatever you're reading in your holy book, you know, any book at all that you deem to be spiritual or holy book or the word of God, all you are reading still is knowledge. I'm not saying that the knowledge is bad, you know, very well good knowledge, but it still have to be refined back into wisdom for you to understand what it's actually saying. You see what I mean? You can't just read it and understand it. You have to do it. You see what I mean? So everything is in the doing. You see what I mean? Because God, like I tell you, did already know that there's, listen man, lots of beings cannot read. You know, due to whatever reason, you know. Because some of us are not very clever. You know, I am one of them. I will class myself as one of them. So I have to defend those who I know then cannot read. So it would be nonsensical for God to put His word in a book. It would be better for Him to give man and woman the intelligence. You see what I mean? And not just any idiotic intelligence, man, about the highest form of intelligence. This is what God has given to the beings. You see? He never just give it to men, you know. Understand? Because like I tell you before, notice when the sun is shining fire out there, light, it's not just shining it for male, it's shining for female as well, you know what I mean? And so is the internal sun. It's not just giving light to males, giving it to female as well. But this is a matter of choice. You see what I mean? Now in the physical level, those few animals can be demonstrate their physical strength over the woman. But now we are on a spiritual level, where it's just a matter of choice. You don't need strength to choose, do you? The difference between wrong and right. You see what I mean? So like I'm telling you now, we all possess this higher intelligence within ourselves. Conscience, the higher one. But it's a matter of choice. Now, both the male and the female can choose the guidance of conscience if they so desire. You see what I mean? Because it don't take any strength to do it. Yeah? But believe it or not now, the majority of them don't choose the guidance of conscience. The highest intelligence within beings, you know. No. They totally ignore it. And now go and follow what they read in books or what they hear. As if, like I say, that the creative energy that we call God, yeah, created us as dumb sheeps who need a shepherd to guide us. You know what I mean? Because we haven't got a mind of our own to think for ourselves. You see what I mean? But of course we would have to do that if we don't choose the goddamn intelligence that God give us. You see what? Because everything is a matter of choice. You understand what I mean? So if you don't choose the intelligence, then how can the intelligence guide you and educate you if you ignore it to follow Jesus as an example? I Muhammad, I Joseph, I Abraham, and blah blah blah. I don't know, anything outside of thy own self. You see what I mean? So when we do that now, this is where the imbalance. This is where the imbalance, because when you don't choose your intelligence, you are not going to understand the balance between the male and the female. You see what I mean? That's what make a person whole. That's what make a man whole, when he understands the balance between the male and the female, and that is what is going to make the woman whole as well. You see what I mean? Because the higher one, the higher self, will teach you and show you how to balance. You see what I mean? Because that one is the teacher. Teaches both the male and the female how to be themselves. You understand? So it's not a man. No man is our teacher. Or no being outside of ourselves. You know? Even if there was from some, like I tell you, some Jupiter being or some Mars being, you know? They are not our teacher, because they are not the one, are they? You see what I mean? Like I tell you about this one. This one is here, there, and everywhere. You know? Within male and female, and you know? And this planet and any being throughout anywhere else in the universe. You see what I mean? So there's no superior being that can come here and teach man anything superior about wisdom. Yeah, maybe like I said, they might have a different form of knowledge that they could teach us about this knowledge. But they couldn't teach us about wisdom. Because the one is wisdom and the one is here. And no one in the universe is superior to the one. Or anyone that the one teach for that matter. You know what I mean? No one at all. But we have to choose this. Now, and like I tell you, when we don't choose this now, this is what creates the imbalance. Because if we don't choose the guidance of the one, we are going to choose negativity. You see what I mean? And negativity is a supreme master teacher as well. Yeah. The negative one is a teacher as well. You know what I mean? And the best at teaching negativity. You see what I mean? So, because we are presented with a choice between positive, which is the supreme teacher of positivity, and negative, which is the supreme teacher of negativity. If we choose, which I'm sure we have to choose one or the other. So yes, of course, if you choose negativity, the negative one have no choice but to educate you in the finer arts of negativity. Because that is your choice. But the negative one never choose you and teach you. Because the negative one have no choice. You see what I mean? The choice is with you then. You know the same negative one that you are calling Satan then. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Satan is not a recruiter of human beings, you know. No. Satan is a brethren that will teach human beings the finer arts of negativity if they should so desire. But it wasn't Satan who chose them as any pupil. And Satan don't want them as any pupil as well either. Because the devil don't need pupils and don't want any, you know. It hasn't got a choice or a desire. Real Satan I'm on about, you know. Oh yeah. Negativity is just what that the devil spit out, nothing else. But not to recruit anyone. I have any desire to recruit anyone at all, you know. It just does that. And if you want to learn, yeah, it will teach you, like I say, the finer arts. But don't forget that you are the one choosing. So before you run around and blame the devil for all kind of evil and vile things, it's best you look at yourself. You see what I mean? Or look at the other human beings around you. Then you might be able to see where negativity is really coming from, who is performing it. Because the brethren that they are calling the devil then are Satan. I have never seen that one perform any evil. I mean, I've seen men perform evil. But the devil that I know, and I know the real devil, you know, the higher one, the one that is everywhere at once, instantly, in this time, the time that was before and the time that shall come. I know that one, you know. Same one that you call in the devil. But I don't know that one, like I say, to perform any evil action or to even leave what we would call his station then, you know. Or even to have the desire or the wish or the want to corrupt the souls of any human being. That's the real Satan I'm on about, you know, the real bad boy devil, you know. Well, this one now that you're so terrified, the devil. It just so happened that if you want to know the other one, the positive one, then you have to get past this one. That's it. It's put it this way then. Use your imagination a bit. Try to bring it down into a physical thing now. You see like how you're looking at me now. I am a man. Eh? But my body is masking my spirit. Yeah? Well, in the spiritual world, what you would call the devil is the body of God then, masking God's spirit, the light within. So, just like how on earth here, you would have to penetrate me to be able to see beyond my physical body, to see the spirit within me. So you have to be able to see beyond the mind, to see God, because beyond the mind is God. You see what I mean? But they are the same energy still, if you know what I mean. Yin and yang, positive and negative, you know. The light within the dark. Yeah, on a spiritual plane. That's how it works. Don't ask me how it works like that, because like I tell you all the time, God is just a magician, a paradox that I cannot explain. Mysterious, you know. How you could say, well, positive and negative is like two different energies still, you know, but they're still one, if you know what I mean. Because when you rise higher up in your mind, like I tell you, you'll be able to see that the light come from the dark. And all the light is doing is revealing what is in the dark. You see what I mean? So life is a paradoxical thing, but like I say, you don't study it. Live it. If you know what I mean. It's like dancing, you know. You don't go and study how to dance. You just move with the rhythm, I say. You know? Rather than follow a certain steps. You know? Life is a rhythm, so you must move with it. But to move with it, like I say, you have to do the simple thing. It's not about the high books that you're going to read. You know? Certain knowledge that is contained within, you know? Because there's billions of beings on the planet who won't be able to access these knowledgeable books that they have in certain college and university or wherever they have them anywhere. You see what I mean? But if any being just do the simple thing by living honestly, trust me, you could study a trillion books. You know what I mean? When you run up against an honest soldier, you know, your knowledge cannot help you. You know what I mean? Knowledge can be secret, but there is no secret in wisdom. You know what I mean? Knowledgeable men, I say, they tend to, they don't want to share their knowledge. Keep it secret. But any being who is wise don't want to keep wisdom a secret, want to give it away so that everyone have it. See what I mean? So we don't, anyone who is pursuing like positivity is revealing things, not concealing it. Like these you animal, like I say now, are concealing things and have created a world, like I say, such imbalance and inhumanity to one another. You know what I mean? I just see them saying, oh, they finalize some deal with Iran so that Iran cannot be no more nuclear threat or whatever, and so forth and so forth. Now, Israel, which is supported by the West, then, as an example, no one wants to examine if they have any nuclear weapons. They've just finished killing about, I don't know, 2,500 Palestinians, leveling about 40,000 houses, you know what I mean, and continue to keep people living in an inhuman way. And yet you've never heard Britain, France, America object nothing. I want to visit them and examine nothing about what they are doing. They support this violent, evil system fully. No one can't do anything, no matter what they do anyway, because America will just veto it. Because he's another killer as well, along the same line as the Israeli. They are racist, love to operate apartheid system like they are doing there now. I mean, the whole planet is based on race anyway, you know. You know, because the system is evil and violent, sick in it. It's set up by you animals. So nation is just a form of racism anyway. It's divide and rule. You don't understand? So each of these big tribes, they're just tribal, you know. Backward. Men should have arisen out of that state of mind, I say, as a 9th grade general, about 500,000 years ago. No, it's absolutely astounding to my mind, you know, that beings are still living like the way that they're living now. Just because these idiots are dressed up in suit and tie, and it's like the population are just dumbed down. Still believing that these criminal, these sicko killers, you know, have any goodness in them. or that they are negotiating any goodness. They're not doing anything. They are vile and sick human beings. You know what I mean? Their only intention, like I say, is war, killing, money. You know what? Those kind of things. When there should be no such thing as money. These are sickos that created this sick and vile system. Where I say they exclude the feminine principle out of it, you know what I mean? So they are hard as rock then. Their mind is just like their body, physically brawn. They have their mind become brawn. There's no feminine, no softness in them. They've lost that feminine touch. I say, they're not in touch with no emotional side, you know. They fall in love with themselves now. Rather than love woman, them love themselves, these perverted men. And I don't mean spiritually, physically. That's how far they will go to imbalance. No, that's not how far they will go. That's how far they've gone. To create this vile and sick shitstem, I call it. That govern planet Earth in whatever form they want to call it, democracy or communism or dictatorship or whatever it is. The majority of the people is under great sufferation. Like I say, if you live in China, over 1 billion people, but over 1 billion Chinese are living in abject poverty. Same thing in India, Africa. You know what I mean? And even if you come to these prosperous places like America and say Europe here, the majority of them are still living in abject poverty. It's only a tiny few that have the riches. You see what I mean? The majority of mankind are prisoners to the elite. A tiny few. Now isn't that crazy? How did this tiny few come to own the goddamn planet? You see what I mean? But this is what, like I say, ignorance breeds these kind of things. Excuse I a minute. They come to do it, like I say, when you go away from the one. Because there is a law in it, you can make a choice. So those who choose to be human animals now, because they've gone away from the natural order, created their own what they would call law. Now obviously their law is not right and can never be right. Hence the reason why they are always creating new ones or making amendment to their old law. You know what I mean? And having judge sitting in court as if these people are passing out justice or even know or understand what justice is. You understand? A lot of the time the judges themselves are just all perverts, you know what I mean? Because they themselves are human animals. You see, they have made a choice to be human beings. They've made a choice to be human animal because under the system of the human animals, they are well rewarded for being judges or liars. That's what them call the liars, them, yeah, liars, you know, or crime ministers. You see what I mean? They choose those kind of things. But there's nothing natural about that, or nothing real. So they cover their dirty ways by, like I say, with appearing to be clean and good, you know. But looks like, I tell you, is deceiving. If you could see, when I say if you could see, when your internal eyes open, you will be able to see beyond the disguise. You know, like I say, when your internal eye open, you can see beyond the physical body. Penetrate the spirit within. Same thing, when your eyes open, you penetrate behind these people who are appearing nice and clean to you, and there you will see a dirty soul hiding. Yeah, man, right now, man, yeah, man, dirty soul. I tell you, all you religious, I bet my soul on it. You see what I mean? I can gamble. I'm a gambler, me. I bet my soul on it that all outward form of religious preachers and teachers are pretenders and don't know what they are about. I bet my soul on it. Hey, gamble, if I lose my soul, wipe out eternally. Yeah, man, I'll gamble that, man. But I know I must win anyway, you know what I mean? Because they're all hypocrites, innit? Because I've penetrated their disguise, you see what I mean? Because they never make a choice to know the one. They are not following, don't forget, you know. Spiritually, we are spiritual beings. Just imagine now, the Supreme Master, the only one that can teach the way is within ourselves. Let's call that one conscience. Because everyone can relate to that one. Eh? Yeah, so conscience is the master, the internal son, the only giver of light. It's the only one who can do it. You see what I mean? And yet these men are following book, talking about Jesus, prophet. So you see the last in it. Because that is not the one teaching them. They're following books. You see what I mean? So you can't know the truth. In reality, that is it. None of them, because you're following book now. Now, anyone who is listening to what the one is telling them, yeah, those beings, you know, male or female, can know the truth, the real truth, so that they don't have to believe anything, they just know it. You see what I mean? But when you are not taught by the one within yourself, the master himself, you have to believe. And believe is a doubt. You can't believe and know, can you? So how are they going to know? They can't know nothing. I know they can't know nothing because I know the law. There's a law to things and you have to follow the law. And the law says you must live honestly. You know, if you want to learn. And they're not doing it. Because if they was living honestly, they wouldn't be believers. It's not, you know, it's not rocket science to work these things out. Trust me. It's just simple common sense. You know, common sense is the greatest sense of all sense, I say, you know. You don't need to be very clever, like I say. I am not very clever. I rate myself as one of the dumbest beings. If you ever meet me and realize the things that I cannot do, I've only got common sense. You see what I mean? So that's what I operate with. Common sense. You see what I mean? Following the principle, like I say, man, know thyself. Thyself is not personal to any being. The self is in all, like I tell you. The one that we call conscience. That is the self in everyone. The higher self. Not our personality, you know. Not our personal self. The higher self. An expression like we use in Rasta, I and I. You know? So I have my personal self, but I also have a higher self within me. And this higher self is within you as well. It's called conscience. See what I mean? It's a teacher within the invisible. It's the giver of light. See what I mean? I can describe it to you, like I say, basically using an outside example. It's the sun within. The sun gives light to the moon. And so within this one give light to the mind, all mind, who has ever come out a woman, you know. Irrelevant to what the boy call, as long as, because if you come out a woman, you have to live in the mind, you understand? And this one is beyond all mind. Just like how the sun is beyond the moon. So you don't care, this is what I mean. When you're running, going on about, oh Jesus and this, what difference does that make to this one? This one is beyond all mind. This one, you see what I mean? This one is just beyond. So it's no use you going in your book reading about any great man down there or any man that this one send or any, you know? Because this one don't need to send anyone here. This one is here. You are here to make a choice. If you make the correct choice, you will know this one. And this one will personally educate you. You see what I mean? But this one never sent anyone here to reveal anything special. Why should the one send somebody here to tell me something if the one is here? And I don't mean the one is here living in up Mount Everest, you know, or in some remote part of deeper Congo. The one is here in everyone, everywhere on the planet. You understand? So no one don't have to travel anywhere to encounter the one, because the one is already in them. But I'm saying now, for you to realize this now, you have to take action. Action means that we're going to learn how to correct our wrongdoings then, meaning our negative choice. You know what I mean? Don't worry about your negative choices, like I say, even if you have killed a couple men before. You know what I mean? It's wrong. You shouldn't be killing people. But no, you can, if you're not dead yet. Well, if you're dead, you wouldn't be listening to this. What I'm saying now, even though you've done those crimes, if you realize to yourself now that such thing is just wrong and out of order, and change your ways, that's you forgiven, or what you call forgiveness. Forgiveness must be earned. You can't spend your life, you know, doing wrong, and then when you're about to dead, you say, oh, God forgive me. No, man, too late that, you know, you must do something about what you've done wrong by changing your ways. You understand? When you change your ways, that's how you earn forgiveness. You know what I mean? But no one can forgive you. Just like how some people now are waiting for their imaginary, I say, Jesus to come and save them. How can anyone save you? Save you from what? From the wrongs that you have done. I don't know. I don't know what this one could save you from. But no, you must save yourself. No Savior can come anywhere from out of nowhere and save you. You must save yourself. It's like we are in a time now, like I said, since as we're talking about Savior, yeah, where the only one that can save you is you from what is coming, from the change that is coming, because things are going to change then, innit? So right now negativity has been running earth from I don't know when, aeons and aeons, yeah? So it's going to change. And the only thing that can change you is a switch from negativity to positivity. You see what I mean? That's the only thing that can save you. Nothing else can save you. No Savior can come and do anything to help you. You have to do it yourself. You have to restore balance to yourself in this time. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like I say, you are going to go down in what we've been calling dreadment days. Because we are now, we are now living in dreadment days. You know what I mean? Where the earth is going to be washed out, like I say. You know what I mean? It's totally polluted then. You know? Either, like I say, anything can cause it. I don't know if these lunatics, because they haven't got much brains. Well, they haven't got none, the human animals. So they will, I reckon in their empty head, they're probably planning a war. And I'm thinking, oh, well, we'll wipe out a couple billions of them, so there's not too many of them left. Because they're thinking the too many of humans on the planet to control now. Because they're saying the world is overpopulated. It's not overpopulated, it is underpopulated. You know what I mean? There's only a few people on earth, 7 billion. There should be 100 billion people living on earth. No, man, 7 billion, you know what I mean? It's just the you animals in there crazy. mentality. Because, you know, it's a matter of rule. Of course, if there was 100 billion of us, they couldn't rule us like that. So they're just frightened of look how small the population of the world is, and they're already getting terrified. You know what I mean? So I reckon they could be planning a war themselves, because they've got the power now, I say, to cause enormous destruction. These you animals, they've got some big bombs now. Big bombs, bigger than daisy cutters and bunker busters, you know. Got nuclear and hydrogen and all kind of super bombs anyway. Or, like I say, nature-wise as well, nature could also shift them. Like it shift the dinosaurs, you know. Don't know how it did it, but I don't see any dinosaur about. I reckon when that happened, those smaller animals who the dinosaur was terrifying, you know, must have been very happy. There must have been a big party after. Big party, you know. Because I reckon one time the dinosaur was causing chaos here on earth, you know. All the rest of animal kingdom was in total fear of the dinosaur, you know. Dinosaur grow to enormous size and middle size and vicious and start hunting down other animals, you know, viciously, you know, and treating them really bad. And it looked like those other animals, I don't know what happened if they call a conference, and you know, and asked for the Lion King to return. And the Lion King did return, and the dinosaur disappeared. And right now I'm telling you, these you animals has grown to enormous size, or middle size, or whatever size, but they've grown enormously. They are now more vicious than the dinosaurs. If you see what I mean. So now, right now across the planet is once again controlled by dinosaurs, who has grown enormously powerful. What they call them, I don't know if they call them T-Rex or some blood clot name. But some, you know, them big dinosaurs, very vicious one. Some of them, imagine all America, you know, Tyrannosaurus. You don't want to meet that dinosaur. You put the fear of God in you, these dinosaurs. You see what I mean? So right now a lot of people on earth are terrified, including myself, of these enormous goddamn dinosaurs. They make me sick to the bones. You know what I mean? They have the whole of mankind in utter fear and terror. And they got some little T-Rexes, those one with the sharp tooth them, you know. Those hyenas, the police them, paramilitary, military, you know what I mean? Some really vicious little dinosaur train up, ready to terrify the population here on earth. So you see what I mean? Once again, dinosaur rule. And that cannot be right. You know? You couldn't have all these lots of little T-Rexes running around, you know, with sharp tooth, you know, frightening and scaring people. You know? But that is exactly what is going on. So once again, it look like then the Lion King, like I say, the one will have to return, which the one has returned, to remove this dinosauric mentality from out of planet Earth. You see what I mean? So that we can advance, not as you animals, like I say, who have descended to our lower nature, but rise as human beings. You know what I mean? I say you animal has spoiled the world in a way that it's as if Earth was a big garden. And you animal are the weeds in this garden. And you know what I mean? So, and they have some saying that say, oh, the wheat and the tares shall grow together until, I don't know if the end of time or harvest time, who cares? But I say right now it's harvest time. You know what I mean? So, it's a time where we're going to weed out the weeds from amongst the wheat then. That's why I was telling those you animals, you know, don't be running underground because you'll just be well, you will do it anyway because you already prepared. But all you are doing, you are separating yourself, which is natural because it's weeding time, separation time. You see what I mean? We're going to weed out the weeds from amongst the wheat and allow now the garden, which is earth, to bloom and blossom without any weeds, of course. Yeah, that's the way I see this story, and I think that is a very good story. Don't you? Well, believe it or not, you know, because that's what I say. I can't say anything because what I say is always true, even if I don't know it, you know, but it's always true anyway. Because once God teaches you, you can just babble along, and anything that you babble out your mouth, when you check it out, even if you never think about it before, it is exactly correct. That's why I don't plan or study anything, you know what I mean? When I sit to drop a reasoning, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I just open up and start to fire. And before you know it, God say, oh yeah man, don't say that and say that. And in the end, everything turned out to be alright, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying here now, it's like the garden of earth has been growing, but there's a lot of weeds enter the garden now. You see, so we cannot see the full bloom of the garden now. But there's a time coming when everyone is going to witness the full bloom, because the weeds are going to be weeded out. You see what I mean? And you know, it's the weeds that have strangulated the garden of earth, you know what I mean? After when these weeds are weeded out, trust me, even the animals will be celebrating. All the fishes in the sea, mineral kingdom, everything, everything will be celebrating, you know. Because we would have got rid of a dinosaur who has been causing fear and destruction upon not only human beings, but animal, earth, even the atmosphere, man, will be celebrating. Because these are some violent, sick human beings, you know, that I'm telling you about. Once you go away from the law, which is the law of, let's call it the law of conscience then. Once you are not under the guidance of conscience, eh? And so that means you come under the guidance of negativity. You see what not that negativity is looking to guide you, you choose it. But once you are doing that now, well, that's it, you know. You can either descend mildly, crudely, or vilely. You see what I mean? So a lot of these negative beings, the vile ones are the ones that are ruling, believe it or not. Not the mild negative ones, but the real sicko, you know? The psychopath one, them, the real vampires of the soul. Believe it or not, these are the people that control planet Earth. The very one that you are seeing all dressed up smart and thing, and you think that they are the well-educated one, and they went to this college and that university and that. The higher university they went to, and the higher learning they got, the more stupid they are when it comes to animal behavior. And the more perverted and sick they will descend. And the level of negativity, you know what I mean? Negativity have got them hook, line and sinker. They now believe in their own power and their own, you know what I mean? It's a thing like I tell you between knowledge and wisdom. You know what I mean? And like I'm saying, you know, there is nothing wrong with knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom are brothers and sisters, you know. Let's say wisdom is our sister. And knowledge, yeah, you know, man love to go and like me some bad bull in a pen. Yeah, well, let's call the man knowledge. So it is this bull man now who is supposed to find out knowledge. Yeah? And then when he find out knowledge now, his sister wisdom will, you know, educate him how to operate the knowledge. But him being arrogant now, being a man, a male chauvinistic pig, yeah, he's decided now that he's not working with his sister because she a woman and he don't need her. You see what I mean? He's going to work on his own. Because he knows it all now, you know what I mean? So that's when he lost his morality. Because it was his sister who gave him his moral backbone, you know what I mean? So that he could use his knowledge in a wise way. But when he abandoned his sister now, the beautiful wisdom here now, run off with him bull self, you know a man like to go and like I say, oh yeah, Mr. Know It All now. So now this ignorant man now, think that he knows it all, Yeah, and he get a lot of other ignorant, both man and woman to follow his ignorant ways. You see what I mean? But knowledge without wisdom, like I tell you, is total ignorance. You're bound to crash, destroy yourself. You have no light, You can't even reason with any sense. You just cut off. So that's when you speak to these knowledgeable people now. Say even on the religious side now. When you speak to a religious person now, you find out that they themselves haven't got any sense whatsoever to operate. Because all they can do is repeat what they say, what the book say. And they can never defend what they don't know. So if you reason with them, they soon fall apart then. I have to get angry and talk a load of, Because how are you going to defend what you don't when you don't know what you're talking about? You just believe something, But if you've gone along with knowledge, and not I'm saying knowledge is bad, But if you're going to be knowledgeable, you better make sure you are working with wisdom. So that wisdom can show you how to operate the knowledge that you do possess. You see what I mean? But like say me now, because I am a bit ignorant and don't have any knowledge because I never did anything good in the qualifying any knowledge in any school, you see what I mean? They never managed to program me with a lot of knowledge. I was a bit dunce. Well, not dunce. I was too smart. I never went to school a lot. I was very bad and rude, run away a lot. Tell teachers some bad word and get out of school. Go and do other things. So I don't have a lot of knowledge, if you know what I mean. I say I never went to the college. But I do know Mrs. Wisdom. And unlike knowledge, who cannot walk on its own without getting lost in darkness, wisdom can walk on its own without getting lost. If you know what I mean. Because wisdom is the light that penetrates any darkness. So even though I haven't got any knowledge, like I say, I have still got wisdom. Knowledge hasn't got any light. So knowledge cannot see certain things unless it's under the guidance of wisdom. So you see what I mean? That's what the Hugh animals did. They exclude because they don't love woman in it. And Mrs. Wisdom is a woman. So you cut the woman out of your life. Exclude the woman out of whatever you was setting up. That's why there is no wisdom in what you are doing. Yeah, you should have include the woman. Because the woman is wisdom. You are only knowledge. When I say you are only knowledge, knowledge is a great thing as well, isn't it? That's why wisdom married knowledge. Yeah, they are husband and wife, But the man love to stray. I don't know what's wrong with these men. Maybe you're too randy. You want to control. I think maybe your sexual center drag you away then. Yeah. You never learn the art of self-discipline. Because when you are with wisdom, you have to be loyal. You can't have no liars and cheat, No, Mrs. Wisdom don't tolerate those things. I will not have any men like that. Mrs. Wisdom don't teach any man I is not in love. I will not make love with any man who is a liar, a cheat, a deceiver, You know those kind of things. No, Mrs. If you want to sleep with wisdom, you have to cut all that out. Yeah, otherwise she's not getting in bed with you. No, she don't deal with any man. Mrs. Wisdom is a woman that love man to the bones, you know. Oh yeah, she's madly in love with man. But ain't no way she's making love with any man who's got those qualities. No, you have to fix up first. That means you have to clean up. You know, cut out your line and your sexual. You can't cheat on wisdom. So Mrs. Wisdom don't like. You can't have no man who is going to cheat, you know. Go around the corner and gone with the next woman. No, if that is still in you, no way you can sleep with wisdom. To sleep with wisdom, no, you have to fix up like I tell you. But I'm telling you, if you clean up yourself, man, and wisdom, and you get a kiss of Mrs. Wisdom, trust me, you never forget that. I say, man, hey, wisdom kiss you, or cuddle you, anything at all. Just seeing it is out of this world anyway. Seeing Mrs. Wisdom, the beauty that she possesses, man. So imagine if Mrs. Wisdom just give you a little kiss. It's like an eternal kiss, you know. Where someone, once wisdom kiss you, never forget it, man. You talk about it till you're dead, all when you're dead and gone, and wherever your spirit or you're still talking about it. You think I'm joking? That's how beautiful the woman is. So I don't know why now these few animals would want to exclude such a beauty from out of their lives, and then come along now and create such ugliness on the earth. Because if you abandon beauty, what else can you find after beauty? More than ugliness, vileness, sickness. You see what I mean? And this is what they've done here. This is a sick, backward. I'm not talking about the earth, you know. Earth is beautifully set and everything. I'm on about the animals, the human. I'm on about the ants or the bees, you know, them virgin, I love them. I'm on about these backward animals who have created the system that is putting the ants and the bees and every other else thing under pressure unnecessarily because of their own selfish desires. You know what I mean? And why did they develop these selfish desires? Because they leave the goddamn woman. So because they leave the woman, they have no balance. You see what I mean? I don't know if they call it matriarchal. I don't know what they call it anyway, but it's just a totally male-dominated shit system that they've created. Lately, they've been letting a few women in there, what they would call the government, you know. Alright, so some of them might be our president or prime minister here now. And in the religious establishment, you know, they're squeezing in one or two. It's looking so bad now. They say, oh yeah, women can speak the word of God as well. So the men though, it's not God who is doing it. It's the sick, perverted, imbalanced men now are allowing a few women to come amongst them. But if I was you women, I wouldn't go amongst them because they are sick and perverted anyway. And anything that they are preaching and teaching is just the same sickness and perversion as them. Because they don't know God. That's why they exclude you in the first place. Because they are imbalanced beings. You know what I mean? All outward form of religion are run and operated by imbalanced and sick men. You know, men like me, well, you know, men, but I'm not about men who know themselves or is under the guidance of conscience. Men who have chose to be taught by the negative one. So these are really sick and, you know, idiotic men then, the foolish to the foolish, who have no idea about God. But every day they out there praying to God and worshiping God. That's why they don't know God, because they are praying and worshiping to God and pray, you know. You can't know God like that. You know God by living an honest life, not by devoting yourself to God, doing stupidity, what these you animals are doing. They don't know God. You understand? It's just a pretense. They are a criminal organization to make money. They are the rulers of the planet, really. Control. But they are tricking you with their disguise, you know, appearance. You know what I mean? Don't you know that evil? I tell you how evil and wicked operate. Wicked is the one that is carrying out the action. But evil, you'll never see evil carrying out any action. Evil will be more humble, you know. When wicked do the wickedness that evil sent him to do, evil would even cry. Yeah? Evil will have you kill and come to your funeral crying, you know, and blaming other people and calling the people who did it wicked. And all that time it was evil that organized it. You see what I mean? So these people are wicked and vile and sick, like I'm telling you. And you can see it here in modern times, like I tell you. There you have a country over there, Libya. Have one of the best, everything in Africa there. These go there and bomb it out and run away Gaddafi. And they control the isle now, but that's all they want. They not care about the war that's going on in Libya or whoever been dead. The only thing that they are interested in is the goddamn isle. Because that's what they wanted to control in the first place. They wanted to get rid of Gaddafi so they could control the isle. Same thing in Iraq. They don't care about the millions of people who dead, what sanction killed before, or who dead in a war. That's nothing as long as it's America controlling the isle. You see what I mean? That's all. Why should certain people in the American Senate or people who live in America decide what is happening in somebody else's country? How can people in America say and said Assad must go? Are they Syrian? You live in Syria, so that your Senate can be deciding, you know, that this should go. The rest of the world, like they say, get together and say they have a deal with Iran. But no, the deal cannot become true until the Americans decide who's sitting there. Who are they? When the Americans, like I'm telling you, are a bunch of criminals, murderers. When I say the Americans, I just mean your government institution. Don't take it that I'm speaking to you, normal American. You are just prisoners, yeah? But your leaders, they are criminals, you know what I mean? Their bill of ranks, that I say, was set up on the back of the native Indians. They're a criminal organization. They are cowboys, murderers. They haven't stopped killing since they've landed on that shore. And they've expanded their killing machine all over the planet. It's one of the most evil and vile systems that has ever arisen on planet Earth. No wonder it's here in the end, because everything finished. The biggest of the vilest of the vile have to be in the end when everything is getting finished. And they have to fall the loudest as well, if you know what I mean. So, but trust me, that is one of the most evil and vile and sick system that has ever arisen on planet Earth. You know, that system there is defending Israel, another sick system. Saudi Arabia, another vile place where women can't even drive. Since as we're talking about the balance between the male and the female. And yet America is defending Saudi Arabia, who have their feet on top of the female head. You could call them the chief suppressors of the female principle. And yet who is defending them? America. To the fullest, you know. And giving them all kind of sophisticated arms and weapons. Just the same thing as they do to Israel. But why are these sick people doing this? Have they got no one in America to sit down and say, listen, why can't we just stop killing one another on planet Earth, you know? are making bombs and guns and, you know. Why don't we shut down our military industrial complex that make weapons? And the earth is saturated with ammunition. No. That is produced by these Western or Eastern power, I say. I say we are all one, you know. We're not no different race, just one race, one family. But within the family now, I say all the straight here brothers have got atomic weapon. Meaning the white man, the Indian man and China man. It's only the black man who hasn't got no atomic weapon, you know. And who don't produce enormous amount of arms. I'm not saying that we live more peaceful than them, but we are not the one producing, it's them. You see what I mean? So I need to teach these brothers to say, listen, why are you causing all this trouble? You look as if you want to destroy everything, you know what I mean? Why have you got the gun and the bombs and the... You see what I mean? But all of these now, like I tell you, they are going to get shift because a change is coming in it. Their rule and dominance over planet Earth is finished. Finito. You know? We are going back like I tell you. We're not, the one is returned. And when the one return, everything come back to oneness. So Earth will again return to one Earth. You know, there are different countries and that we'll forget about. And the beings that are left will realize that we are all one. And that the resources of the earth don't belong to anyone but to all. And must be shared for all. You know what I mean? When I say must be shared for all, not only with human beings, but with the animals and the trees that live here on planet Earth as well, and the ants and, you know, bees and those boys. Everything have to be shared, because everything have its place. You know, it's these you animals who are taking things out of place. But everything is going to get put back into place. If you see what I mean. Oh yes, everything is going to get put back into place. So it is a time, like I say, that one, we should know ourselves. And we know ourselves by taking action. By ceasing from doing what we know is wrong. Because like I tell you, all who is doing wrong know that they're doing wrong. And to know right, all we have to do is cease from doing the wrong that we're doing. You don't want to die on the wrong side. Because if you do, you are going to reap what you sow. And it will be too late then to do anything about it. Now you have a choice. There you won't have none, because there is reaping time, whether it's good or bad. It's not a matter of choice. It's a matter of here, that's what you deserve. You know? Good or bad, you know? You just... But no one won't be punishing you, and you can't get punished for what you never did. You know? And like I say, the punishment, when people think of punishment, it better you think of a punishment, like I say, like when soldiers go to war and do what they're doing and come back home and the mind start to torment them, you know, about what they did. That's punishment, not like in any hellfire. God hasn't built any prison for anyone. There is no prison within the universe. The only prison you find is the one that man built. But God don't put human beings in prison or put them in any hellfire. They are the one who construct their own prison and put their own self in their own imaginary hellfire. So yeah, they might put themselves in a state where the mind shall torment them from now until I don't know when. About the viciousness that they did when they was here. Because they did sow it, you know what I mean? And the mind has got a long memory. Don't forget what I tell you. Memory, yeah. It records everything. It don't forget anything. So it remember all that you did here. And when you go there, you can't forget it, because the mind remember what you did here and how you did it and how proud and arrogant you was when you was doing it as well. You see what I mean? Because knowledge can be very arrogant and self-righteous. You see what I mean? I have reason with a lot of people, and you hear them ranting and raving about the Bible and Jesus, the Son of God, and way, and that's got nothing to do with truth. What you're ranting and raving about God saying, that is just ignorance, stupidness. I tell you, the Master is in you. That's what you want to listen to. The Master conscience don't teach anyone about another human being, but just about how you should behave as a human being. You don't need to know about any Jesus and any Muhammad and any Abraham and Gabriel and all that. You know? If they did exist, which they don't exist, but if they did, them dead already. You know what I mean? You are the one who is living now. You are here to live. You know? Not to go ranting and keep reading what you hear in book and saying, oh yes, Jesus says this, and he walked around Jerusalem. You was not there. You don't know. You was born in this cycle where I am in now. No one in this cycle know anything about any being. The only thing you know is what you read. And others has convinced you to believe it, and you believe it, but you don't know what you believe either, because you can't know. You understand? No one at all who is reading anything saying Jesus says can know what they're talking about, because they don't know. It's just a story that they are repeating, and it shows that they are not doing something right either. Because if they was living correctly, they wouldn't be reading any story in any book and insisting on it. So just the mere fact that you are reading a story and insisting that the story is right, all you are doing is revealing to one whose eyes is open that you are not doing what is right. So you need to go away and work on yourself, because you're doing some negative things, and that's what is blinding you, so that you can now come relying on a book rather than speaking directly from thy own heart. You see what I mean? Like I tell you, if it was a war, from the minute you open my book, I shot you. And there's no way any book reader could shoot me, because a book reader don't know. Because if a book reader know, the book reader wouldn't be reading, would they? They would be able to speak directly. You see, but they can't do it, they don't know. So they go and read and say, oh, Jesus says, and God says, and God said, and we. But when you know that God cannot send. Not after giving human being the freedom of choice. For God to send anyone, that mean God would be negating our freedom to choose and decide for ourselves. You see what I mean? How can God give us the freedom to decide and then trying to tell us what we must do? Unless, like I say, God created us like some dumb sheep without a mind of our own to think for ourselves. But that is not the case. We have got a mind of our own to think for ourselves. You see what I mean? And to make our own choice. So like I say, God cannot tell us what to do. Never mind what they are on about God sent Jesus. Are you stupid? That is just ignorance. And you have many people that they have big brains in it. They go to all kind of places studying. Studying and these idiots are still talking about Jesus. But why are they talking about Jesus? Because in a way they are sick, mentally sick. And you can only be mentally sick when you're not living correct. Like I don't know how they're not living correct, you know. Maybe some of them are pervert or liar or cheating, but it has to be something why you are now believing what you read in a book. And it has to be something that you are not doing right, not something that you're doing right. Because it's when you're not right, when you're going to read book and quote what other people say. But when you live right and correct, you don't quote what anyone say. You know what I mean? Or claim that you're receiving message from an alien or an angel. No. When you live correct, you are taught by your own conscience. So you just say what your conscience teach you. You know? And your conscience, if you are taught by your conscience, it will show you that these men are idiots. They don't know what they're about. They are human animals. They're sick. They are misbehaving. That's why they end up as believers. I know believers wouldn't like to hear that. But yes, all of you, every single one, even if you live a zillion years ago, the reason why you was believers then and now is because you are not living correctly. You are still performing negative action. You are not honest within thy soul. If you know what I mean. And that's the only way that God will teach you, when you are truly honest. I can tell you, clean water, no dirty glass. So if you are not truly honest, God will not teach you. And if God don't teach you, you can't know. How are you going to know? You're going to believe. You see what I mean? And believe, what does believers do, like I say? Follow, like dumb sheeps. Follow a shepherd. You say your shepherd is Jesus or Muhammad or whoever. You see what I mean? But that's what sheep do. They follow a shepherd. But God never created you like a dumb sheep. That says God created you with a mind of your own. You see? With an intelligence of your own. If you should choose it. So if you choose it then, which the intelligence within our, like I say, is conscience. Yeah? Why would you need any guide or any Jesus or Son of God or prophet or what? When you've got the Supreme One himself to guide you. You see what I mean? So I, myself, who know all this, I wouldn't need a guide or need any book to guide me. Or to advise anyone, because I know that there's lots of people living in various parts of the world who cannot read or cannot get access to a book. But they don't need to get access to the one. Like I said, the one is not living on Mount Everest where we have to travel. The one is within all. So those people in the bush can access the one. Even though they can't access your book. Because your book is not everywhere, it's only in some place. You see what I mean? There might be billions of Bible on the planet, but they are just in the possession of those who might deem themselves Christian then. Because in some places you have billions of Quran. In some other place they have billions of Bhagavad Gita then. You see? So your little religion or your little book cannot cover everywhere. But conscience cover everywhere. And everyone. That's why I'm telling you that the one is the supreme one. Because the one is everywhere at once, instantly. In every language. You see what I mean? So yes, it is time, like I say, for balance to return. And the only way for a man to know himself and be a full man or a whole man, like I say, is to realize that he's got a mother and a father. That means we are made up of the male and the female principle. And when we combine the two, we achieve balance. You see, and create a new being within ourselves. Same thing for my sister. Yeah? She's made up of her mother and father. And when she blend the two principles, that's what make her a full woman. You see what I mean? New woman now. Once a woman and a man is either under the guidance of the one, that is disarm and he finish. This is how we grow in love. You see what I mean? Because a man need a woman to love and a woman need a man to love. Because life, like I say, would make no sense whatsoever without the love of the male and the female. Well, it would make no sense in my world anyway, you know. I know it makes some sense in some of the hue animal array, you know what I mean? Yeah, because some of the hue animals will love each other. Male will love male and go and have sex with male, and female will love female and have sex with female. So that will go on in their world. But in the world of the positive, in the world of the one, you cannot have anything like that going on, you know. The only loving that go on there go on between male and female. The only kissing and cuddling that go on there go on between male and female. You understand? Because that is what oneness is. You see what I mean? But those are the world, I don't know what's going on there. Because I have no desire for those kind of world, or to live in that kind of a world. You understand what I mean? I and I will be living in a world where it will be male and female, you know. Fully arise, male and female, equal, you know. Where neither the male is looking to dominate the female, or the female is looking to dominate the male. But we're just looking to flex and love each other in perfect oneness and harmony, you know what I mean? Yes, that's what is coming anyway still, you know. Because everything is returning to oneness. And oneness imply harmony. You see what I mean? Harmony in all form and manner. You see what I mean? Because we've been living with disharmony for a long time. Anyway, like I and I say, I've been rapping for a long time, and the ways how these hue animals I see have imbalanced life and exclude the feminine principle. But now the feminine principle is going to return. You see what I mean? And once it returns, well, not, we don't call the feminine principle. One is returning, and the one has returned. And once the one has returned, the feminine principle get restored to its rightful place. You see what I mean? In the order of things. So there will be no more imbalance in life. There is now going to be a balance. Anyway, I and I have been rapping for a long time here in the firehouse. So right now, I and I is going to reel out, fade out, and fire out from firehouse. See it?